Good day everyone, and welcome to Substance with Dolapo, where people of substance like you and I connect. It's a platform to discuss, motivate, share ideas, and of course enlighten us as well. My major objective is to connect with people like you, people with a purpose, people who want to change the world, people who want to realize their dreams and also develop their potential. My target audience has no barriers, no age, no sex, no faith, no religion, so it's everyone that has a purpose. My topics will be taken from under various segments. We'll talk about things under health, we'll talk about things concerning family and relationship, we'll talk about employments, we'll have motivational talk. Believe me, Substance with Dolapo is a show that I pray that you would always gain something from. Now, what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to look at relationship, because relationship, I find, is something that everyone is in one way or the other. The relationship between a mother and a child is the relationship between a father and a daughter, between a teacher and a student as well, also between couples as well. So you at one time or the other, you are always in a relationship. But what I'm going to center on today is a relationship between a man and a woman, and I can bet 99.9% of people out there would want to hear what I have to say. Now, there are different areas, the different segments, the different angles to tackle this particular topic, but I'm going to be looking at something I'm going to call "Why Do Men Disappear and Reappear?" Yes, today I'm talking to the ladies because I want to share some things that I've found, my personal experience as well, and some of the things that I've done research on as well. And then I'll come back, of course, to tender to the needs of the men as well, on why women are so emotional and can't understand men. Now, why do men disappear? When do men disappear? And do men really disappear? Yes, they do. Girlfriend, believe me, men disappear. Now, when I talk about disappearing, I don't actually mean a physical disappearance. What I'm actually talking about is a mental disappearance, in the sense that, let's look at it from this way: boy meets girl, girl likes boy, boy likes girl. Of course, boy starts doing the chasing. Now, men are predators by nature, so they will chase. And another thing I want you guys to understand and to also remember is, when you start a relationship, a man is a predator, so he's doing all the chase. This is when the man is always most attentive. This is when they buy you a lot of gifts. This is when they pick up your calls on the first ring. This is when they respond to your text, even as soon as you press the green button. And then this is when they're most attentive, like I said. But after a while, what happens is a woman gets, of course, we all love attention. And once a man pays us attention, of course, we turn around. And this is when we stop running while the man is chasing, and then we turn towards the men. Guess what happens when you do that? Men disappear. You know why they disappear? They disappear. Now, not because they don't love you anymore. Yes, sometimes you can find a situation where some people say, oh, it's because he's gotten what he wants now, and that's why he's not picking up the call anymore, or that's why he's not as attentive anymore. But really, that's not what happens. Men are programmed differently from women. They think differently, they reason differently, and I think this is something that women need to understand in order to be able to cross this particular bridge that everyone has to cross in a relationship. Now, this particular topic, like discussing, is actually for the benefit of those young ones who actually don't really have an idea of what to expect in a relationship. Okay, so when you get to, it doesn't matter, there's no time frame, because it doesn't really make any difference. It depends on when the woman actually gives in. And what happens is, the man that is chasing you actually never thought things through. When men are visual, you have to understand that. So a man sees a pretty woman that fits what he wants, and he does the chasing. Now, while he's chasing, all he wants is to get your attention and for you to stop bang in the middle and then turn around and say, hey, here I am, I'm interested. Then he stops. This is where the problem starts. And for the relationship to move to the next level, everything everything depends on how a woman handles this particular period in a relationship. Okay, so when the man stops chasing, what do we do as women? We turn around and we want to chase. Wrong move. Do not chase. I repeat, do not chase, because if you chase a man, he's going to run faster. So what you do when a man stops responding like he used to before, or a man is not as attentive as he used to before, what you need to do is to stop. Be nice and give space. I'm going to spell it out to you. S-P-A-C-E. Space. That's what the man needs at this time. If you really care about the man, and you know from obviously hanging out with him that he's a good man, you give him space. Now, when I say give him space, I'm not talking about not picking up his call when he calls or anything. Just the usual, I'm there for you when you're ready to talk, or hi, how are you? That's where you stop. Do not chase, because when you chase a man, what happens is he runs. And he runs away because men don't actually think things through. I'm sorry, I apologize if it sounds a bit negative, but it's not negative, it's the fact. Men don't think things through. When you stop running, that's when a man begins to ask himself, do I really like this girl enough? Yeah, it sounds crazy, but really that's what happens. Do I really want to be with her? Am I ready to commit to her? Remember, men are afraid of commitment. And this is the period where they actually see you for who you are, what you have to offer, and how you carry yourself around this time is very, very important. Remember, there is no reason and under no circumstances should any woman compromise their dignity. You must not reduce your self-esteem. Well, sometimes some people say when you have once you go intimate with a man, that can make him run away, that can make him disappear. I disagree, because sometimes I feel getting intimate with a man, as long as you don't do it too early and you do it for the right reason, I think it doesn't really mean anything, because it's just something that you do in a relationship. So it's not something that I think would make a man run away. What I actually think would make a man run away, to be honest with you, is how you manage this particular period when the man decides to disappear. It can go missing in action, which I call the MIA pull. That's when they just disappear on you. You call and call. I'm sure one or two of the people listening to me out there would understand what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just call. There's no fight, there's no quarrel, and you call and he just doesn't pick up. Sometimes you send texts. He'll tell you he's very, very busy and he doesn't respond. What you need to do around this time is to stay calm. Understand that you're a beautiful, confident woman and you're not willing to or ready to compromise your dignity or your self-esteem. If you're important to a man, when he takes his time and goes off in his private area to go into his space or whatever it is that he wants to do, what you need to understand is, if you're the one and if he cares enough and you're important enough, he will come out looking for you. Definitely he will. Do not chase. If you want the man to come and you really like him and you want to have a proper relationship with him, do not chase him. Now, what do you do as a woman when the man disappears? Now, the first thing you have to understand that you have to do is, number one, you need to stand your ground. Okay? Like I said, be nice, but don't be fussy. If he doesn't pick up your calls or doesn't respond to you like he usually does, don't take it to heart. Sometimes it's not because they don't love you anymore. It's just because they need space. Now, all I've said just now is to do it when you are in a relationship. Now, when you're in a marriage or you're a couple, men also disappear. Believe me, they do disappear. Sometimes they've just had enough. Women are naturally gifted in the sense that we can multitask, in the sense that we can be doing 3, 4, 5 things at the same time. Men are not programmed like that. That's why you find sometimes a man is watching football and you have to say things like 4 or 5 times before he would even acknowledge the fact that you're talking to him. Women, you know what I'm talking about, because football is what it is at that particular time. So men can't multitask. You need to understand that. So don't expect your man to be on the phone, to be having issues at work or having problems with his mother and at the same time give you attention. Girlfriend, get real. It doesn't work like that. So you have to understand, especially when you're in a marriage and you want it to work, you have to understand that sometimes you need to give space. When you give the space, it's just for the man to do whatever he wants to do, process his thoughts, and also decide on what he wants to do. Once a man is okay and has found his balance again, they tend to return. And when they return, they're more loving, they're more caring, they're more attentive. But don't get carried away. It will disappear again. It's just a process that they have to go through in life. And once you know that, you're not going to be worried whether it's another girl. Believe me, 80% of the times that men have gone quiet on you or they've just disappeared, it's not because of another girl. It could be because of any other thing. It could be work, it could be financial related, it could be anything, it could be health. So women, we have to remain confident in dealing with with the men in our lives. You have to understand that they're not programmed. For example, when we have issues as women, what we want to do is talk more and continue to talk, because that is why we have girlfriends. That is why we gossip. That is why you can sit on the phone with your girlfriend for hours non-stop and not get. But men are not like that. When they have problems, what they want to do is lock themselves in a room, go away somewhere, pick up a newspaper, or just watch that damn football program that we find very annoying. That's how they deal with their own issues. And we have to understand that. The minute you understand and get into your head that men do things in a different way, they attack problems, they address issues in a different way in comparison to women, I think you will have a more peaceful relationship, and you'll be rest assured that your man ain't going anywhere. He just needs the space. So for all of you watching me today, I do hope that you have taken one or two advice from, you'll take one or two advice from this, apply it, and hopefully I hope it works and you can make that wonderful relationship better and remain the beautiful, confident, elegant, self-esteemed and dignified woman that you are. Till next time, don't forget, next week same time on Substance with Dolapo Awoshika, where we'll be discussing something unusual, interesting, and hopefully something that can change our lives. Don't go away. Dolapo, take care.